Okay, so if you haven't been living under a rock, then you know that the lace-up trend is everywhere. You can find lace-up sweaters, lace-up flannels, lace-up sweatshirts, even lace-up t-shirts. So I was inspired by the LF lace-up sweater, and I went on ahead and created my own for cheap. Alright, so let's get into it. These are the things that you are going to need for the project. Just so you know, you can do this on anything. I just wanted mine to be on a sweater. So my brother helped me pick the sweater out from the thrift store, and I used a safety pin to mark how low I wanted the V to go. Next, you're going to need some grommet trim. I got this grommet trim off of eBay. I'll leave a link in the description box directly to the grommet trim that I purchased. This is 1 yard. Next, I went to my local fabric store and picked up 5 yards of rope. I didn't end up using all 5 yards, but I just wanted to make sure I had enough. So the first thing I did was turn the sweater inside out and mark where and how wide I wanted the V to fall using some silver eyeliner pencil that I have. Next, I went on ahead and used the ruler and the eyeliner pencil to connect the dots and create the triangle. Now this step is really important because you want to make sure that your triangle isn't too wide, or then you're going to have a nip slip, you know what I'm saying, and we don't want none of that. So make sure you try it on after you draw the triangle to make sure that it's in the right vicinity. So at this point, the sweater is still inside out. I just folded it so that I could easily cut through both sides of the sweater at the same time to create my deep triangle in the front. Okay, so once the extra material has been cut out, now it's time to get to the fun part, which is a grommet trim. So at this point, the sweater is no longer inside out, and we're putting the grommet trim down, and I'm using a needle and thread to do this, so it does take a while. I guess if you have a sewing machine, that might be faster, but I just got some thread that was the same color or similar color to my navy blue grommet trim and just sewed away. This is gonna take a while, so I'm just gonna be back when it's ready to cut. And just like that, thanks to the power of editing, I am done sewing one side. Yes! Yes! So now we are ready to cut off the remaining grommet trim so that we can use it for the other side of the V. Just like on the other side, you want to lay down the remaining grommet trim that you have and begin to sew. This does take a while, so again, feel free to use a sewing machine if you have one, or if you're like me, the old-fashioned way works as well. Okay, so once the second side is done, that's perfect. Just cut off the extra grommet that you have. We're not going to be using that for this project, so you can do whatever you want with that. I don't really know. But next I went on ahead and turned the sweater inside out, and I started lining up the holes in the grommets. I just wanted to make sure that both sides had an equal number of rings so that when I was lacing it, I didn't run into any problems with an extra hole on one side or anything like that. Next, I wanted to sew the bottom. I sewed the bottom together just so that the sweater would look a little bit more clean. So as you can see here, you just hold both sides together and just start sewing along in a straight line, and that should close it up nicely for you. Fabric glue, yes, I forgot to mention that in the beginning, but it really came in handy for me during this project. So as you know, when you cut through any material or clothing item, it tends to fray. So I use this fabric glue to ensure that my clothes basically didn't unravel. So this fabric glue is really cheap. I got it from the 99-cent store. It was 99 cents. And I just used it, as you can see, on the edge of the sweater, on the edge of the grommet trim that I cut. I just used it anywhere I cut and spread it with my fingers. This glue, it comes out white, but it does dry clear, so that's perfect. Even if you mess up or put it somewhere else on the sweater, it's going to dry clear, so don't even worry about that. This definitely helped with fraying. I'm not afraid that my clothes is going to fray or that my grommet trim is going to fray at the end, which is perfect. Now, of course, the sweater was inside out when I was putting the glue, so I let it dry inside out just to make sure nothing got caught on it. And once it was dry, it was on to the fun part, which is lacing it up. And I'm being sarcastic because lacing this thing up took forever, oh my god. But anyway, I did under and over for my lacing. That works for me. I guess you could do anything you want, but just to let you know what I did an under and over lace pattern. So like I said, this does take a while, so I'm just gonna be back, you know, with the power of editing. So yes, just sit here and watch me lace it up.
The juice now. She touching my body and she not refuse now. She ready to, I can have act like two. Swear she stepping out the place, all that man confused now. Girl, you are the one I'm still into. After everything that we've been through, still ready to mingle. Got a remedy to make me feel good. Sorry, cause I know not been the real dude. So me say, whoa, I girl, you be the best. I've been a bastard, I must confess. So me say, whoa, I sorry for the stress. In the universe, no other contest. So me say, whoa, I never realized only too much you can condone. So me say, whoa, that's why I apologize and I'm trying to let that whole world know. I wanna believe.
Of course, once the lacing was done, I had some excess string that I needed to cut away. So first I tied a knot where I wanted the knot to be and how long I wanted the string to hang from my sweater. You can decide, that's up to you. And then I used my scissors and cut off the extra string. Now, as you can see and as you know, it's going to fray because the way this rope is made up. So I came up with the idea of using, again, my handy dandy 99-cent fabric glue. I just put that on the tip, rolled it in between my fingers, did that to both sides, and it works perfectly. It basically sticks everything together, makes it hard. It almost makes it look like a shoelace. So that was perfect. I definitely suggest getting some fabric glue, especially if you have rope like I did. So once that is all dry and all done up, as you can see, it's nice and hard. It's not going anywhere. It's gonna be set. It did take a while to dry, so make sure it dries completely. And you're basically good to go. That's it. This is how I created my LF inspired sweater. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. It was really fun to do. It's the Cosby sweater redesigned with you, what? In mind. Oh yeah, I just came up with that. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. And of course, you know, I had to add in some fashion, so this is me chilling. This is how I would wear it, most likely. Chill, cash, you already know. Alright, for real. Bye, guys.
Crazy. I wanna believe that she's looking at me, but she doesn't.